All right, so we're actually on the bottom of page 49 before we move to page 50. And we're going to take all those concepts we just learned about converting big to small, okay? And we're going to put them into a word problem. You're welcome to have your calculator still handy. As you can see, there is no problem set up, just like above. The problems weren't set up. You had to create your own number model. You had to know that you had to times by 60. So that's always fine for me to use a calculator in those moments. So here too, also, you may use a calculator. All right, Hal needed to do some errands. It took him 30 minutes to grocery shop, 15 minutes to check out books at the library, and 10 minutes to pick up the dry cleaning. How many seconds did he spend doing errands? So I can see that I have 30 minutes here, 15 minutes here, 10 minutes here, but I see that I want my answer in seconds. So all that we want to know is together, after all those errands, how much time did he spend? So I think we can just take our 30 and add it to our 15 and add it to our 10. Okay, I think that we can do that. So if you can do that in your head, great. If you're plugging that into your calculator after you've written it in your book, it's very important you write it in your book. We've got to get used to writing our number models down. Mrs. Fitch loves to see your work, and this is it. You just write down your number model. It makes me happy as anything. It makes me happier than eating chocolate cake, probably. I don't know. That's probably a close tie, maybe. All right, did you get that written in your book? And are we getting ready to add that up? If I add it up, I'm probably going to do the 30 and the 10 first and get to 40. 40 and 15 would be 55 minutes. So now I'm going to move to my second step because I'm expected to take those 55 minutes and figure out how many seconds that is. So how do I do that? How do I turn minutes to seconds? Just look up above on the journal. We times by 60. So we're going to take our 55 and times that by 60. I will wait for you to write that down, and I will wait for you to put that into a calculator. I have no problem with that. Go right for it. All right, we should have it written by now. We should now be typing 55 times 60. Enter. And did you all get 3,300 seconds? Well, that's probably why we count our errand running in minutes instead of seconds. That would be hard to keep track of all that, wouldn't it? So 3,300 is what we want as our answer up here. Threes are probably the hardest number for me to write. And this one's got 2 of them. All right, 3,300. Gorgeous. All right, let's move on over to page 50. We've got more of these to go. All right, I'm going to pull out my tool. It's a lot easier and neater for you guys. Let's see what number model we have. It takes Kania 8 minutes to walk to school, but it takes Tyrone 18 minutes. How many more seconds does it take Tyrone than Kania? Well, I can see Kania's amount. I can see Tyrone's amount. I can see I want to go how many more, not together, how many more, but I also see seconds, and these were in minutes. So I'll wait on that. We're going to do that as second step. First step, I'm going to find out how much longer it takes Tyrone than Kania. So that means we're just doing what, everybody? 18 minus 8. 18 minus 8. If I do 18 minus 8, what do we get there, everybody? I know you can do that in your head. 10. But that's 10 minutes, right? So our next step is to go from minutes to seconds. So we're going to take that 10 and times it by what? 60. And I'm not going to let you put that in the calculator. I know, I just told you you could, right? No way. Anything times 10 means we just put on an extra 0 to push it to the next place value. So 60 times 10 would be 600. 600 is what needs to go right over here in this blank. Excellent. And I've shown my work, so if anybody wanted to know how did you do that, I could say, well, I subtracted first, then I multiplied by 60, so I could get these seconds. It's beautiful. All right, number 7. Let's see what we have to do in this one. Cheryl got a new book. She read for 2 hours on Monday night, 2 hours on Tuesday. On Wednesday, she read for 3 more hours. And on Thursday, she read for an hour. And on Friday, she finished the book after reading another hour. I'm going to pull out my pen because there's a tricky thing in here. So I see that she read 2, 3, and 1. And too often, my 4th graders stop because they don't see any more numbers. But when I told you about Friday, I said she read another hour. That's 1 more. That's a 1 right there. It's in word, so we had to be very careful on that one. So the question is, how many minutes did it take her to read the whole book? Well, that's in hours. She wants the answer in minutes, but the whole book, I got to add up all of those. So we're going to add up the 2 from Monday, the 2 from Tuesday, the 3 from Wednesday. Maybe it was a little rainy that day. Thursday, we're going to have a 1 for that one. And then Friday, the mysterious one that was hiding will go there. So we're getting that in our journal right with me. Again, we're not going to use a calculator for that. That's too easy. So 2 plus 2 is 4, plus 3 more is 7, 8, 9. So I have 9 hours. Now, we need to turn those 9 hours to minutes. So hours to minutes times by 60. So 9 times 60. You could use a calculator if you want, but I know what 9 times 6 is. Do you know what 9 times 6 is? Because if you do, don't touch the calculator. 9 times 6 is 54. Put on the 0. Push it over to its place value. Right? So 540 minutes is the answer to number 7. We added up all the hours she read to get the total minutes it took her to read. Then we times by 60 to convert it over from hours to minutes. All right, number 8. The Williams family decided to visit some state parks. They drove for 3 hours to get to the first one, 4 hours the next day, arriving at the next state park. The following day, they drove 5 hours, and on the last day, they drove 4 hours. How many minutes did they drive all together? Oh, well, I just got to take every day and put them all together, right? Put them all together. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and click here. All right, what was it for the first day? 3, yep. Add that to the next day. It was 4, good. The next day was 5. And the last day, back to 4 again. All right, so we can add this up. I got this. 3 plus 4 is 7. 7 plus 5 is 12. 12 plus 4 is 16. So that's 16 hours that they drove. They want us to turn those hours to minutes. So we're going to take our 16 and times it by what? 60. This looks like a calculator one. That's not a basic fact. I don't know 16 times 6 off the top of my head. So go ahead. I'll give you a little time. Calculator, 16 times 60. And don't worry, I will teach you how to multiply 2-digit by 2-digit numbers. That just comes later in the year, maybe like around Christmas time. We'll get there. For now, we're just going to use a calculator because we're doing the hard part of setting up the problem. All right, that's fine. 16 times 60. Do you have it done yet? 960 minutes. 960 minutes. Excellent. All right, next one. Oh, 2 more to go and we're all set. Jada's mom said that dinner would be ready in 5 minutes. Damon's dad said dinner would be ready in 8 minutes. How many seconds longer does Damond have to wait for dinner than Jada? So not together, but how much longer? So we take the longer time of 8 minutes and subtract the 5. Better not put that in a calculator. All right, 8 minus 5 is 3. Okay, so Damond has to wait 3 minutes longer than Jada does. So now all we got to do is change those little tiny minutes into seconds. So that is 3 times what? 60. In our heads, 3 times 6 is 18. Put on a 0. Nice. 180 as the answer to that one. One more, friends. One more. All right. Number 10. It took Aaron 3 minutes and 15 seconds to pack his backpack every day this week. Remember, when you go to school, that's a 5-day week, not 7, 5. How many seconds is that in all? Whew. Well, this is a lot of stuff to do here. What should we do? So we've got minutes and seconds and 5 days. So it took 3 minutes and 15 seconds to pack his backpack. Phew. Trying to talk here. To pack his backpack every day this week. So I think let's get everything into seconds first, and then we'll worry about this 5-day thing. All right. So first, let's change those 3. Ooh, hello. Where did you go? There we go. Let's try that again. Let's take our 3 minutes and let's turn them into seconds. Okay. Let's do that first. So how would we do that? 3 times 60. And what does 3 times 60 equal? Just the same as above, right? 180. But then we already had 15 seconds up here also that needs to be added in. That was like that warm-up problem I gave you at the beginning, where we added on the extra. Okay, so 180 plus 15. 180 plus 15 is 195. But remember, that's just for 1 day. So how are we going to get that to 5 days? 5 days. Well, if 195 is 1 day, why don't we times it by 5 to get 5 days worth? So I'm going to let you pick up your calculator. You may put 195 times 5 into your calculator. Enter 975 seconds it takes him to pack his backpack over a 1-week school week period. Nicely done. Good job. All right, stretchy for just a second. We're going to draw next. We're going to draw. I know this feels like a long day, doesn't it? I kind of gave you the day off yesterday with some easy things. Tomorrow will be a Study Island and Prodigy Day. So you kind of had an easy week, Monday off. So 2 full days when I did them on Tuesday and Thursday, but the rest of the week will be pretty easy. All right, so let's practice with some of this geometry. I'm probably going to throw in some practice of this also next week because it's important that we get all these pieces on here. So this is page, it should be 51. Yeah, page 51, okay? All right, so we need to draw line segment AB. Well, I'm going to come down here to my tools. You can grab whatever straight edge you have nearby, a bookmark or a chapter book or anything that you have that is straight. So which one of these do I need to pick for line segment? Ah, that one right there, right, with the points on the end. So I'm going to draw line segment AB, draw them out there. Notice he has his points on his end. All right. I'm not done because they told me to call it AB. So as you draw yours, make sure it's very straight. Make sure you have points on the end. And make sure you label those points with letters so we can call it things. All right. So that's our line segment AB. There we go. That was fun. We got to draw. Number 2, we want line GH. So what tool do I want for this? I'm going to go over here. I don't want the one with points because that has a beginning and an end. Lines go on forever, so I want arrows. All right, so when I draw line GH, boom. Now, at this moment, I actually can't name him because he doesn't have any points. So I'm going to have to give him some points here. So after your arrows are drawn, nice straight and then with arrows, make sure you put some points on there so that I can call it GH. Line GH, just like that. If you did your H first and then your G, that's fine. Remember, it can be read both ways, so it's not a problem. All right. Point T. Label point T on line AB. Ooh, I need another line. Oh, that's a line segment. So I better grab line. Remember lines. Why that comes up every time. Line is right here, so I got my line ready to go. So line AB. Now, it wants me to put point T on it, but I also have to put points A and B too, right? All right, so let's go